I'll have to... Let's see. I'll have to...
Alright,
Let's
talk really quick.
There will be a lag.
Why no?
I'll have to... Alright. Let's
Talk really quick.
There will be a lag.
Why not?
Alright, so this is going to be up a little bit. So we'll do this right here, because why the hell not? This is our mic at the moment. Since this one's not going to turn on. So we have this open here. It's no, it does. I went through there. Alright, let's go here. Alright, so we're talking about zombies. Perfect. Okay, so on the subject of zombies today, people don't know what zombies are. We'll go to Wikipedia, because why the hell not? Zombie is a fictional undead being created through a reanimation of the human corpse. Zombies are most commonly found in horror and fantasy genre works. The term comes from the Batani, Asian folklore. Asian folklore, where zombies and dead body reanimated through various methods, most so.
Yeah, originally zombies were created from magic.
You know, zombies were actually back in the Viking times. They're called berserkers. Wikipedia this as well, so people know superheroes. LJ comics. Black Hood. Never heard of him as well either. So, superheroes sometimes, superhero, comics, a creature who possesses supernatural or superhuman powers, and who is decided to fight crime, protect the public, and usually battling supervillains. So, superheroine. Alright, so we got the subject of zombies and superheroes here. So we're going to start on the zombies, plans and subjects of how we're going to do this. Not so much like making stuff, but we'll do it. I'm going to I'm going to spread this a little bit. What do you think? Anyone wants to come in? I don't care. That thin blue line. David Sean. Alright. We're alive right now. This is crazy. Alright, so zombies. Action and plan that you would want to do.
For zombies?
Yeah. So to say, like, where would you go? I mean, for instance, we live in Ukiah. Small town, so California. Small town, so let's hold this up.
Hometown of AFI.
I know, right?
That's the only good thing.
Hometown of AFI.
The only good thing from here.
The only good
Besides
thing.
us.
Besides us. We're two specials. So,
Bro back there.
yeah, and Broski back there, that doesn't give a shit. So, this is our small town. Small town. I mean, the only best things we have is probably a Buddhist temple.
It's not that great.
That
Used to be an insane asylum.
Yeah, it used to be a insane asylum. Now it's home to thousands and thousands.
Imagine that becoming a zombie thing.
I know, huh? Zombie thing right there? Like, this place right here. But look at, I never knew that there's actually this stuff in here. I never knew that. I mean, all I did... Let's see. I'm bombarded by this ass. What's up, Dad? Podcasting? Yeah, I'm home. What are you at? Sweet. Nice. What are you getting? Oh, nice. Nice, nice. Yeah. Wow, that sounds like fun. Whose car are you driving? Whose car did you steal? Oh, he's driving. What's up, man? Dude, we look sexy. What is this? Oh yeah. This is the best podcast ever, guys. Alright, I'll call you back, Dad, okay? Bye. Yeah. It was just FaceTime with him. No. Podcast? Yeah. Go on Facebook, you can see it. I put it on Facebook. Yeah, you can go on YouTube. Go to
it's on YouTube, but
Dirk's Failed Army.
but he posted the link on Facebook.
Yeah, I posted the link on Facebook. Yeah. Alright, tell us how the sound is, really. That's all I really need to know. Yeah, Dirk's Failed Army. So that's the mic there, which I think it's pretty fine. It's high definition. But yeah, best thing that came out with that rude and intrusion there.
So what would I do? I would
10,000. Okay, so to say, you're a monk. Here we go. Role playing, right, guys? You're a monk. The biggest white monk there. You're trained with a stick, and get your balls hit by sticks. So you have balls of steel now, right? I'm talking about like actual monks, Shaolin monks. They want to fight. You have the city of 10,000 Buddhists, and they all turn zombies except for you. What do you do?
I'd probably die.
You probably die. Okay. Well, I don't think there's 10,000 Buddhists there, but maybe. You sure?
There's probably
Probably 100 there. Okay. Well, you got 100, and you know how to kung fu fight stick. Wait. You have a chance.
I have no idea.
You have a chance. Alright. Zombie apocalypse and plan in general, then. Think about it.
Plan in general would be to get a group of friends that have specific skills on different things together and survive. We have weapon master over here, basically. We can actually create weapons, apparently.
I can't.
And I would be the cook and entertainment because I am a very good musician. Then my friend Clayton, who's not here, he would be like kind of like a director kind of thing, making sure everything goes well. And
I'm a born leader. Know that, people. Know it. Right,
and then you know Brian also.
Brian, I don't think Brian would last as long as I would.
He would. He's very intelligent, so together, you and him together would be able to come up with. He would be able to do tech stuff, so he could build like tech, like bombs kind of thing. He could, I don't know, electrify fences. I don't know. It's just he would be good. There's a few other people that would probably be good, but I don't really think about zombie apocalypse much anymore because it doesn't seem as likely now.
I mean, for a while there, they were talking about Flacco. Flacco is an actual drug that turns you into a zombie. It makes your mind to the point where you don't feel pain. And you've heard about this in LA, where they were on the freeway, and the guy started eating the other guy's face off.
That was
Florida, somewhere in Miami, somewhere like that. And what they did is the cops shot him. They took 6 cops, and each one of them emptied a magazine to the guy before he hit the ground. It's like 6 shots or something like that. He hit the ground. And you gotta think about it. They didn't shoot him in the head. They shot him in the chest, and it took literally like a magazine from each cop to put him down. Pretty intense. I mean, think about it. It's pretty insane. I mean, there's even videos that Anonymous had put out that we shouldn't get into drugs and stuff because they're all experimental shit. Sorry about my cast. People join us. Rat's ass, come on. Alright, control room. We want to go there. Alright, so Ukiah, small town, but easily fortified. You can easily fortify everything here. It's in the valley, yeah. So you think about it, we have Talmadge Road here, which goes out to the city here, which the city alone can be fortified. It has gates all around it, like giant fences around it, that are pretty thick, keep intruders out. They even have gardens and stuff themselves. They only come into town when they really need to. But, I mean, if I really was going to go somewhere, I would go up to the dams. I mean, this is called Mill Creek Road. And this goes all the way up to the mountains up here, called Cow Mountain here. And literally, you drive all the way up there, and you can make it all the way over to here, to Clear Lake. So you got two giant bodies of water here. You got Lake Mendocino and Clear Lake here. You even have Blue Lakes here that you can use for water. And they're all in the mountains. You can take these roads anywhere. Easy to fortify against zombies as well is the fact that we take Ore Springs all the way out to Montgomery Woods. Plenty of lumber out there. And it's
most places in California, I would think, would be Northern California would be very defendable.
Oh yeah, a lot of woods and a lot of things to be able to kill things with. I mean, think about it here. We even have plenty of convenience stores around here too. I mean, right now we're right around here. Not gonna be my location now. We have a Safeway. You got Super 8, hotel, the DMV office. I mean, the DMV office actually is part of the Highway Patrol office here in town, and they literally have a room dedicated to guns. They have a security room. They have guns in there. So, I mean, if I really needed something, go there. Where are you going? Oops, say it out loud. Alright, and then we have, libraries, museums, more, stuff here. I mean, we have, like, Home Depot, for instance. If not people know what Home Depot is, which, I mean, everyone in America should know that. It's everywhere. Plywood store. Improvements right there. Warehouse-like home improvement retailer. There's Kohl's. You get your clothes and stuff there. Starbucks. Food. I mean, there's everything in town to support everyone. I mean, we even have an airport. How many small towns do you know have an airport? I mean, I can think of... Whoops, I didn't know we had that. I can think of going to Redwood Valley, and I don't see an airport here. I know you can land a plane on a road, but I don't think you want to. Tonkai, here we go. This is right here. So, Tonkai, right here, Tonkai is a place where we recently had a fire. Did you hear about that, Andy? Fires. So imagine this. Here it's Redwood Valley. Okay, that's a good hour drive. We had a fire start on Highway 101, heading south. Fire went over this ridge, and came down all the way to Comtown. Like, it lit from 3 acres to 1,000 acres in a matter of 4 hours. Pretty great stuff. Yeah, back to Kaya. Easy defending. There's only a couple roads that lead out of town, that highway. And if you really wanted to, you can make the highway your place to stay. You know what I mean? You can block it off with giant vehicles, north or south and north side of the town. I mean, you think about it, Ukiah is probably the best defendable place in the world. It's also in a valley, and you think about it, you are an hour away from the coast. Hour away. And if you walk that, it's only a 2-day walk on the road. 2-day walk on the road, so to say. So if you took Highway 5, or, yeah, you took this road here to Boonville and walked north, it's 2 hour. It's like a 2-day, what's like a 2-hour drive. For heating your car, but walking as well. I mean, you can even take Montgomery Woods. take that way. I would say that's probably like the safest road there because not too many people live on that road, and not too many zombies are going to be running up a mountain and then going down, and there's a lot of cliffs. You just follow this road all the way to Kamshi, which Kamshi is a beautiful place. It's literally a population of, I believe, no, it's a population of 100. That's it. Just think about going in there with a shotgun. You can kill anything. It's like a village. Yeah, it's a small village. Same thing with all these right here. And then you got Moran. Yeah, small town as well. I think the population's like around like 100 as well. And then after that, you get on that Kamshi Road, Kaya, all the way to Messina right here. It's a little rock and everything, Casper. But yeah, besides that, you have a 2-day walk or 2-day hike to the sea.
That's probably why most zombie movies and games are not in small towns, because most of the small towns can be defendable and very easily. You can't have much action in a movie.
Water. You're not on the podcast, so I'm using please. Don't work my cup. You use the sink water here. Sorry, it's all filtered. Alright, yeah, like you said, a lot of small towns are easy defendable. I mean, think about it, even Hoplin down here is very easy defendable. I mean, it's even smaller than Ukiah by like a fourth. It's like a fourth of Ukiah, so to say. So literally all you'd have to do is block off 2 sides from here. Let's go, see there's food here. So yeah, go from this exit here, block this off to here, and then you have all these grocery stores and everything here to deal with. You don't have to worry about anything else. A lot of talking. Alright, and what do you think? What about places that you'd want to go in a zombie apocalypse? You can type it in here. Where'd you want to go? I mean, we have all the time in the world, besides the fact that we make starve, run out of water.
I would actually spend time learning how to farm exotic, because eventually all that stuff is going to run out of food, the convenience stores, so I would want to learn how to farm.
Okay.
And I probably, after that, I would learn decent amounts, so then I could go to find, I want to say an island. I would want to go to an island where there aren't many zombies, but to get there would be almost impossible at this point.
So let's think about islands here, though. We want to stay above the equator because that's going to be a normal habitat for us, like what we're used to. Because below the equator, it's going to be a lot of humidity, and you're going to be sweating your ass off. I tell you, you don't want it anywhere humid, especially in the zombie apocalypse. You sweat more than you'd actually be able to drink.
I would probably go
Alaska.
If I could, I would go. Yeah, Alaska. I would probably go to Alaska.
So Alaska has how many major cities? I think it's
Juneau is the.
Well, yeah, Juneau over here is the capital, but down here by Canada. I mean,
that would be good enough too.
I would want to take a yacht up here. Nice yacht. I know there's Anchorage. Where is that? Anchorage.
Isn't that down in that little weird island? Anchorage?
No, it's not.
I used to know all this stuff.
I know. I took a study on this too. Anchorage, right here. Here we go. Anchorage is a small city, like Ukiah, but even smaller. But population's so low. It's really nice. So the population's small. I mean, look at this.
Airport too.
And they have an airport. I mean, if you wanted to, you could. I would actually probably go to Nome, Alaska, because there's a lot of alien experiences over there. Now, you haven't seen any movies or anything about Nome. There's it's called The Fourth Kind, and that right there takes place in Nome, Alaska. I can find it. I know it's right here. Nome. Might be up more. I know it's on a peak because you have to get on. Only way to get there is like by a bike lane. There we go. So know why it's lagging. I think it's because Steam's on. It's also Google Maps. The only way to get to Nome is to get on a biplane and then travel on a, get on the airport there. So they have a small little strip here. But look at this. Look how small Nome is. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 7 streets there. It is. It's an actual good place to think about it. You can get a yacht. You can take a yacht all the way in there into the harbor, and that's where the harbor is for fishing and stuff. And you think about it, you just park the boat in there and then kill everything in town. And they like the heat.
Yeah, zombies don't like the cold.
They don't like the cold because they can't sense you in the cold. Their eyesight's frozen. Their senses.
What little senses they have would slow down, so they would be a lot slower than they already are.
And like even if they bit you, I mean it could be years after your zombie apocalypse. Even if they did bite you, and they're there, it wouldn't. The virus.
A long time. It'd probably die out before it even got to you.
Yeah, the virus would. You see, that's why Alaska is probably the ideal place to go. That or like Russia, but I wouldn't want to go to Russia.
Russia's too far away.
It's too far away, and also, do you speak Russian?
And also it would depend if it's a worldwide zombie.
Yeah, which 9 out of 10 should be.
It usually is implied in most movies.
But
they never just say that it is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, there's just so many different options to do. But any specific option, I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
It's just more of a long-term plan I had, was just to kind of like...
Stay in Ukiah?
I was just thinking on like going in high places.
I mean, I would even go in the Sierra Nevada, like range here. It's right, the Sierra Nevadas, right? I would even go there just because they're high elevation, very hard to get up to them. I mean, the freeways are really hard on your cars as well. Not too many people live in the Sierra Nevadas besides like Tahoe, but that's like a couple people probably.
You were hovering over Death Valley. That would be a good place too. That's I don't know if it's the lowest place on Earth, but it's the lowest place in California for sure.
Death Valley
it's below sea level. That is a huge like little area where you kind of would be sitting duck, but at the same time you could fortify it.
You could. There's Whitney. What I'm saying though is like North Sierra Nevadas mountains
Yosemite National Park would be a good area to actually.
You know, you can drink Blue Lake, right? You can drink Tahoe water.
I think I heard that.
You can drink it. That's why I would want to go to Tahoe. This is Tahoe City and stuff. This is a big ass lake. You got to think about it.
Yeah, it would work.
It would work. And it's also fresh spring water. It's runoff from the snow and everything. So, I mean, think about it. There's small towns here. Small towns. Probably you're looking at what, a couple thousand people, maybe around the lake, a couple thousand.
But then you have to start thinking about other people who could survive this. So.
Yeah, but you gotta think about it's a lake thing. Get a boat there.
It'd probably be almost everybody would probably be thinking about that too, though.
We have all these little lakes and everything.
Which would be cool because then you could probably build out a little city
on boats.
Yeah.
Well, and Tahoe is very freaking deep. A lot of wildlife in these forests, so you think about a lot of meat in the next couple of years. I mean,
good. I think it's a good place to grow food too.
It is. It's very rich in soil.
Food, most times.
Yeah.
Any kind of food really would be welcome at that point, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I want to see what happens. see if it's a mic here.
Podcast there?
We'll have to come up with something. I had an idea, but I don't know if it would be good. The idea I had for the podcast was randomize your mind.
Randomize your mind. Liking it.
It's actually the name of my Tumblr, but I figured like if we're just gonna do random topics, like might as well make it have random in the title or something.
Yeah, we should at least. Offline. What the hell is this?
That says offline, but here it says it's online.
Yeah, we're online here. So offline. The hell's going on? Oh. The podcast maybe? Oh yeah, the podcast is still on. Here we go. I want to hear. Yeah.
You can
Offline. The hell's going on? Oh. The podcast maybe?
up to date.
It's no, but it's on. I got it here. I can feel it. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit different than what mine does, but I don't know. What do you expect for the first time?
I know it's our first time doing this. So we're still talking about zombies here, which I mean, zombies are zombies. I mean, I can't.
I honestly never think about how to survive on the apocalypse. I just think about writing about it.
Yeah.
Because it's a fun subject.
What if you're on the subject of heroes right now? Zombies are kind of sliding off on us.
Well, we've been talking for about 20 minutes.
30 minutes on zombies.
If we edit out all the little minor whiffs that happened, like the intro took like 5 minutes.
Oh no. Alright, so maybe we should cut off here and be like, okay, zombie apocalypse.
Now we're gonna just go talk about. Well, we're gonna do 3 things. It's gonna be zombies,
But we need to talk about zombies.
superheroes, and then we're gonna mix the 2 together.
Yeah.
So
Alright, so
let's go with
Here we
superheroes
go.
now. This I could spend time on forever because this is superheroes. I mean, I like both zombies and superheroes, but superheroes I can just go on forever.
Remember, kids, zombie apocalypse, guns, food, then friends. It goes guns, food, then friends. Because you want to make sure you're secure first, and then you can help secure your friends.
Swords, I would say.
Swords. I mean, not too many zombie apocalypse movies are about swords, but
That's because it's not too action enough, but I like. To me, you don't need ammo for swords.
really don't.
You just have to.
Just need a sharpening stone
Yeah, sharpening
and
stone.
keep up on the maintenance on it.
And
Which,
do you have to like grease?
no,
swords or
you don't have to
anything?
grease them. But you can
So-
dip them in oil and light them on fire.
That would be cool.
That's how we should do it. Make a flamethrower sword.
You could also. Would you probably there? Still talking about zombies, but
I know.
we didn't talk about weapons. We talked about where we would go. The weapons I would use is a katana. I hear they're crappy though, because I hear that it takes tons of iron to make a katana back in the old days, anyways. I would use a katana or any other sword, but katana because they look cool. I would use a bladed weapon. Let's just go with that.
Bladed weapon.
You can sharpen it whenever you need to, probably at nighttime before you go to bed, kind of probably thing, if you have the luxury of being able to go to bed at night. I would,
Which everyone should have the luxury of going to bed at night. I mean,
even during a zombie apocalypse.
you need sleep. That's all I gotta say.
I personally only need 7 hours, but that might be a little less in a zombie apocalypse because your adrenaline would be pumping in pretty much every day until you got used to it.
Well, I mean, you can. It doesn't even have to be adrenaline pushing you. It could be other things as well. I mean, caffeine helps me in the morning. I bet if I woke up in the zombie apocalypse, I could wake up and decapitate 100 zombies with 1 cup of coffee. I bet I probably could do it. Because you got to keep your sword sharp. You got to hide your kids, hide your wife. Do all that fun stuff.
But I don't know, the flame sword sounds cool to me. I was thinking
Knight armor.
if metals could be frozen too. And there are some
Shatters.
metal that can be frozen, but I think they need alloys, which I found out recently is a mix of different metals together. But if you get the right alloys together to make a sword, you could also freeze it, which probably, in video game terms at least, it would slow down the zombie. It wouldn't actually freeze them, which would be nice. So you could do different elemental attacks with the sword. You could even coat it with like a poison. I don't know if poison would work much with the zombies though.
Not so much.
It might interfere with the virus a little bit. It might actually even mutate them even worse. So yeah, zombie stuff. Like, let's go to superheroes now because
Before we go on superheroes, comment your fantasy zombie weapon. Can be guns to swords. Could be even your fist if you want to.
or an axe. Well, that
Or an
would
axe.
be a
The
bladed.
bladed weapon
It's like a mix of a blade and a blunt because you can use the backside as
is
a
blunt as well. I'd probably use a double-sided axe.
Yeah.
That or a double-sided sword with knight armor. Knight armor, chainmail and stuff, it's clunky, it's heavy, but if you're in a fortified place where you have food and water and enough rest, you can last your days out and not be able to get bit. I mean, bad example, Walking Dead. Or The Walking Death, because they can't see or seem to hear zombies sneak up on them. Zombies are very loud, and especially that they shrug along in bushes. How do you get bit by that?
It also depends on what kind of zombie we're talking about,
Oh, we could talk about
Because
28
there's
Days
this-
Later zombies.
which is fast.
They run at you. I
And
think,
you've got the slow ones, which is like playing a game on easy mode.
yeah. I mean, on 28 Days Later, I probably could outrun a zombie. With
Because
enough adrenaline.
Even at our size, we could still outrun them.
You probably could.
But for how long?
Well, I'd be able to outrun them to find a
Long enough.
ladder.
Yeah,
Or a body of water. I would jump in the water and swim.
because as we all know, zombies can't swim.
They sink
far.
or they float.
They just kind of go,
Yeah.
what do I do now?
But there's no way for them to actually get you in water. All you'd have to worry about them is like water predators, sharks, or fish big enough to eat you. Anyways. Alright, so we're going to change the subject to superheroes, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is the first superhero MLJ Comics, 1940s superhero, the Black
you said
Hood.
earlier.
We've never heard of him, but he's the first superhero
I actually-
ever invented.
The first one?
It's first
I
superhero.
would love to look at that then. I'm surprised that was, maybe that's the first one that they used the term for.
Maybe that's the first one they actually published for comics.
Yeah, it might be.
The Black Hood. He's not black, he's white, but he has a black hood. I'm thinking he's more like a Batman style. What do you think?
He kind of looks like a mix of both of Batman and Superman.
What about like a Daredevil?
Could be, but he would need full face hood, I think.
He does. He just has eyes and a mouthpiece. Like kind of like Captain America.
The one thing I don't get is the spandex. Like,
You wanna go commando, bro. You wanna be able to hit enemies with your junk. Teabag the hell out of them.
that sounds more of a villain thing to do.
Black Hood, a fictional creator, appeared as the golden age of comics. Black Hood had first appeared on a non-touch before he became the most popular characters. It's been self-titled series.
What is his
Powers. So,
alter ego?
uh,
Matthew Brown.
he's
DC
a
Comics, nice.
he's a mighty crusader. So he's.
Team affiliation.
Let's look at this.
I don't. Usually they list the powers. Oh, abilities. Great fighter and detective. Batman.
Batman.
Magically increased physical abilities and awareness.
So
Kinda
Batman-
Batman.
So Batman
He did get.
and Superman put together, but the fact that he doesn't have any superhero powers besides increased strength and abilities of awareness. So he's like a Spider-Man Batman. That's pretty crazy though. One of the first comic, or he's a crime fighting. He's literally just a cop in spandex. We'll call him Johnson from now. He's gonna be shown as Johnson to all the women.
What was the first superhero you ever like read about or knew about?
Aquaman.
That was really the first?
Only reason why, because I loved swimming when I was like a child, and growing up, I didn't have Aquaman stuff. My parents, because I was, I celebrated Christmas and all that stuff, but growing up, they'd always get me like Superman or Batman toys, and I was like, I like Aquaman, and they would never give me stuff because Aquaman really doesn't really exist.
Have much stuff.
Yeah, no one really likes Aquaman. You guys are haters. Make more Aquaman stuff. Take my money. But no, Aquaman, Throne of Atlantis. This is a good episode comic.
I actually
check that
have
out.
a fear of water.
I love water. I love swimming, and I also love Aquaman because
the first issue of this?
first issue. It's probably really rare to find. No, this is just a newer one. But yeah, I have comics of it. But no, I love the fact that he uses a trident to kill people. To kill his enemies. He's the only superhero to kill enemies so much. Before he became on the Justice League, he would kill his enemies.
Arrow was the same. Green Arrow was the same way.
He used to kill his enemies. But in the TV show, he doesn't kill his enemies.
The TV show.
He does?
First season.
He kills
Very
his...
first season.
Yeah,
Does.
he killed everybody.
That is my favorite TV show.
Why? Okay,
Still,
so
to this day.
he's just a glorified Robin Hood then.
So what?
I just love.
The tech.
He's a glorified Robin Hood.
It was to me. He's like Batman, but with a bow and arrow. But
Batman, he doesn't have gadgets so much.
He does.
he does now. But it's mostly arrow gadgets.
Arrow gadgets too.
Pulse of arrows,
Trick.
arrows,
But then they had the
zipline arrows.
Then they had the.
You're not part of it. Shut up.
They had the
You don't want
spin-off.
to join us. Yeah, go downstairs. Go do something productive.
Then they had the spin-off of. Then they had the spin-off of Flash, which kind of puts Arrow to shame superpower-wise.
Flash is a pussy as well.
But I still like,
Ladies,
yeah.
how many men have told you he's the fastest man alive? How many men? Tell me. Does he need to be the fastest man alive? No, you want to be the nicest man alive.
He is not the fastest because,
In bed-wise.
I don't think it matters.
Fastest man alive. He's done.
The thing is he can control his speed, so he could also be the slowest man alive, too.
And he can slow time.
He's still going fast though.
And if he made a mistake, he can go back in time and correct it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Flash had sex, had a child, but he went back in time and saved himself. Ladies, that's without
That-
paying child support.
That's probably what most people would do now.
That's the best save Flash has ever done. He had a kid and decided to go back and say he didn't want the kid. He saved himself. You know, his pull-up game must have been really strong. I mean, this is crazy.
The first superhero I ever saw was because it was my dad's favorite, and it was Batman. But he also likes Superman as well. It is cliche. He is still my favorite, but that isn't one I made. But I never liked Marvel stuff. It was always DC for me.
DC is amazing.
Um,
I mean, the only thing I like about Marvel is Wolverine.
and then like Clayton, his favorite stuff is Marvel. I was like, I don't know much people that like
Well-
DC stuff.
Well, I would say Wolverine and Deadpool.
It was Iron Man that got Wolverine too, of course, but I liked Wolverine, but it still didn't get me like Then there was Hulk, and I was like, still not enough.
And then
And
you
then I
saw
watched-
Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow.
Then I saw Iron Man actually.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I saw the Iron Man movies, and I'm like, holy crap, this guy's awesome. He's a bit of a douche, Tony Stark,
He's a playboy.
but they cast the correct person because
He's a hottie. He's a
that
hothead.
guy doesn't have to act much.
Nope, he doesn't.
That is, they literally, I like looked up a little bit about the person. I don't even remember his name in real life.
Tony Stark.
The guy who played Tony.
Robert Downey.
Robert, yeah. So I looked him up, and
Somewhere else.
literally they could not pay him the full price right away because then he would not finish his job of acting. So they would actually have to pay him like a fourth or a half of his payment and then have to pay him afterwards because otherwise he would not at all. Otherwise he would not at all do his acting job. So, but yeah, Iron Man brought me over to the. Iron Man brought me to the whole liking Marvel, and now I like pretty much. In the end, I mean, you can always say who you like better. I almost argued with like a 10-year-old that Batman was better than Superman before I realized he was 10.
Batman is better because he can kill Superman, but Superman is
Cool.
he's cool. They're both.
Batman's cooler, but Superman can do more. So, in the end, though, I love superheroes so much that I like all of them regardless. I even like supervillains. My favorite supervillain is the Joker, which is quite ironic because I'm not a huge fan of comedy. But I don't know, Joker just seems pretty cool. And when I was a kid, I always had a crush on Harley Quinn. So.
Red Menace for me. I love the Red Menace. Oh, we're not talking about Fallout. Never mind. I was gonna say superheroes or supervillains. Red Menace.
Yeah. I don't know. Just I can go all day on with superheroes and supervillains, or superpowers in general. Yeah, there's just so much. I honestly don't know where to begin, but yeah.
Well, let's do
I
a beginning here, okay?
Well, we did say what as our first superhero that we knew, which
I knew Aquaman because he literally described me swimming. I'm the fastest man alive in water.
look up Aquaman on here.
Aquaman? Alright.
Yeah, because I don't know what his powers are, honestly, other than that he can swim very well. I did see a few DC animation movies, and he was in there, so I thought he was pretty cool in that. There's literally no superhero that I dislike except for Wonder Woman.
Alright, Arthur Curry is his name. Superhero species, human/Atlantean hybrid. Continues.
Atlantis, Justice League.
He's Kings of the Seas, Ruler of the Depths, is different names, Terror.
Superhuman strength, speed, and durability, okay. Aquatic physiology, okay, so that means he can take on aquatic.
Yeah, talks animals.
Telepathy, because that's how you would have to be able to speak underwater. Mind control, that's extreme. Oh, extending only to aquatic life.
So he can. So in the comics, he was
That's
fighting
actually a huge power because the ocean is 90% unexplored.
Yep.
If you have all those fish animals on your side, and
you got to think about it. Aquaman in one comic special, he was fighting against the army by himself after the enemy. I can't figure out what it was, but
the supervillain took out Atlantis with his whole army, killed everyone, and he was left because he was up in the Justice League. And so when he left, he said, "I'll be back." So he left, started fighting the army, and what he did, he called upon the Krakens of the world. There's a total of there's 7 Krakens, each one in one seat, and he used them to fight the army and won. You gotta think of these beasts that man's never thought of, just read about as story and folklore. He destroyed an army that would have killed the whole world with 7 Krakens. He mind controlled 7 Krakens. So I mean, how many superheroes do you know that can mind control a Kraken besides Dr. X?
I don't know much who has mind control powers. I kind of.
Also, his trident pierces Superman. He could kill Superman with his trident.
Is it made of kryptonite?
no, the metal's so dense and it's made by a gum.
That will do it.
Yep, he's the trident is made from Neptune, or in this case, Poseidon. Either whatever culture and
so it's Greek mythology stuff.
it's
I like Greek mythology.
well, no, it's
stuff.
not even that. It's just the god itself, god of the waters, made this weapon. Like
Is
same
he
thing
a
with
demigod basically then?
kind of is. Same thing with Diana, Wonder Woman. She has a sword of Zeus. Zeus' sword and the shield of Hermes.
So it's kind of not a new thing to have superheroes kind of based off of Greek mythology.
No, it's not, because
Well,
that screws you.
my
up.
whole my main superhero character I made was like Jack Dion. Is his dad is Dionysus, hence the name Dion, and his mom is a descendant of Jack the Ripper, and his mom is actually a Lycan. She wasn't born as one. She was later converted by means as Lycans do. And so, but my character Jack Dion has the power of time control, which honestly is very powerful. But he doesn't. There's so many different facets of time powers, you know. He has the power to slow time down and or pause it, but he's not really able to go back in time until much later. So basically, he's like half demigod and half Lycan, which Lycan is, you know, some people call him werewolf, but I like the word Lycan more.
Well, Lycans were like a hybrid of vampire and werewolf together. Where do those go?
I don't think there's really a name for it. Well, there is. See, so there's Damphir, which is half Lycan, half vampire. Then there is the there is a Lycan vampire hybrid, but I forgot the name. It is a pretty cool thing, though. It's very rare in movies. So, I don't even know where to start. Okay, let me just start with my very first superhero I ever made when I was 10. I don't think I told you about this one, though. His name was Orange Man at the time because I loved oranges. I still do. Hey, when you're a kid, you come up with weird stuff.
He killed people with oranges.
He did not. He actually, I just was so hungry for an orange one day. I was just like, I just want to form an orange in the palm of my hand. And then I was like, I'm going to just make a superhero who can do that. Eventually, his powers grew, and he is able to, he has acid powers, so he can do acid attacks.
From oranges.
It's citric acid, but it's from another planet, so it's actually more powerful than our citric acid. Our citric acid, well, it makes us good. It's vitamin C. But the citric acid from the planet he's from will actually destroy us. Not like right away, but it's very gross. So I have cool attacks like acid, tornado attack, so it's kind of like a tornado wind full of acid.
Which, you know, just melts your body away.
That one good for normal human. For other superheroes, it wouldn't do much. They would be okay-ish. He's also has psionic powers, so he has the power to control objects. It's basically psionic is a fancy way of saying yeah, so he can kind of move things with his mind. He can open mechanical locks with his mind. He can kind of talk to computers, such. He got that power from his mom. She was from the planet where all these orange people, as I used to call them, were located. His dad is from Earth, and he went there to explore.
Sounds like Superman.
I was very much inspired by Superman, but it's a little different nowadays because back then I even named his like, it wasn't his real mom and dad, but I did name his like adoptive parents after Superman's parents or adoptive parents. So when you're a kid, you don't think about stuff like that, but then as you get older, you do kind of think about that stuff. You know you have to like change it, where other people will just be like, "What the hell? Why are you naming it this way?" So his name is Edward now. It's not no longer Orange Man, and
His name's
Edward Vaughn, and
Higgins.
Edward has the power to control people with his mind. Well, he doesn't have mind control. He's able to control inanimate objects, bodies to a certain degree, but he can't control the mind. I should have brought my book of characters. I have like 50 of them that I made. Like I said, I can just go on all day long with superhero stuff because not only do I have other people's superhero stuff that I can talk about, I can also talk about my own that I've made.
Oh, that's super herbs.
So Flash, Arrow,
Alright.
Iron Fist, I have seen all those.
Alright, so I've seen Iron Fist. Iron Fist, he's doing good, but the fact that he only has one fist, he needs to be using two.
I kind of got bored after like the 5th episode or something.
Then there's Supergirl who
I have not watched any of that stuff.
She's total trash. She's like weak. She's like nothing compared to Superman.
Daredevil was cool for the first season. The second got a little boring.
Luke Cage,
I
undercover
got
brother.
bored right after the first episode.
Then we have Doctor Strange, which is
I
pretty
haven't
good.
watched that yet.
It's really good.
Gotham is pretty cool, even though it's not superhero based yet. It's still pretty cool to see the backstory.
I'm liking Spawn. Spawn's a great character.
I didn't even see that yet.
So Spawn is
Did not like Jessica Jones. Watched 10 minutes and I was like, boring.
so Spawn is about
League of Legends is awesome though. I love anything to do with time travel. So it's kind of like a spin-off of Flash.
League of Legends.
Yeah, it's up there a little bit. Right underneath Supergirl.
Or
Well,
Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow. Well, I had Legends in it.
Okay. So Spawn is pretty cheesy. 1980s or early 90s. I think it's like early 90s movie. Graphics are so terrible. It was about how this guy went to hell, and he promised, he asked Satan if he could be resurrected and lead his army of the dead. But in the process, the only way he could do it is if he revenged or killed his murderer. They killed him, right? So, Beelzebub, like, here, I'll give you, literally his name's Beelzebub. He's like, I'll give you the power. So he did it, and then he comes back and just straight up murders everything. It's alright. It's really cheesy. The fact that they call him Spawn because he's a hell spawn. Stuff, he has like these superpower. His suit is literally like superpowers for him. We also have Catwoman, which is...
It's not lore. It's not good lore-wise, but I like it because I like Halle Berry.
He-Man!
Hellboy is pretty good.
Masters of the Universe. We need that.
Hellboy is pretty good though.
I didn't know He-Man actually existed on Netflix.
And Power Rangers isn't really superheroes, but in a way they kind of are.
See, now this is what we're talking about. Bratz, the superheroes. This is Ant-Boy. What the heck?
I tried watching it, but
hell
I
is
couldn't
this
get
crap?
into it.
Yeah, Power Rangers, Kung Fu Fury, like Kung Fu Fury. A lot of Power Rangers and Beetlebug. What the hell is this? What the hell are those things?
I was a huge fan of Power Rangers when I was a kid.
So Netflix got their thing all wrong. Like a lot of this stuff, I don't even know what the hell it is. But I was gonna say, if superheroes, I would say go with He-Man. The power of my soul. No, that's Hellcats. Never mind. He-Man. I guess we're watching He-Man again.
I don't think you can actually do that.
And the masters of the universe. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle.
That sucks. All right. Defender.
I'm not 100% sure if they will, but they will definitely do that with.
And the master.
Only one right there. Perfect. Okay. talk about that later.
How long's the stream been going?
Oh, let's see. Good hour. Talked about lots of stuff, so man.
Alright,
Good,
let's
like 40 minutes.
let's do the two together now, zombies and superheroes.
Alright, so back to the subject of zombies and superheroes. We're going to go to this right now, okay? We talked about zombies earlier at the beginning of the stream, about how they... in this case, we're not talking about just slow zombies in general. We're talking about any kind. It could be the ones that run at you. It could be the ones with superpowers itself. I wanted to talk about how superheroes in a universe where they come to Earth, like the superheroes are already on Earth, but they lost their powers somehow. Like something caused them to lose their powers. So Batman, he's not as intelligent as he is anymore, but he still has his gadgets. Superman doesn't have his abilities, but he still is a new man, still ready to lead. But they all remember having the powers, but they don't have them.
What do they have to like work to get?
They have to go back to it. They have to, so to say, they kill all the zombies and they
That
get.
means like some villain would have to take their powers.
But the thing is, what if the villain was the zombies? He replicated himself to be zombies, but in the fact that he's like the super villain is like this kind of disease that plagues the universe, kind of like Brainiac. How Brainiac came to different worlds and conquer them, but use his army against the people like John Jones, the Martian Manhunter. His planet got taken over by Brainiac, and that's how he got sent to Earth in a pod, and then he became, the last Martian, so to say. But since Martians can take the form of anything, he took the form as one of Brainiac's soldiers, got past them, killed them, and then left. There, literally that's how he did it. They used this gas or something. I watched the episode on Justice League. It's literally how it is. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's good. You should watch it. I don't know the 4 viewers watching right now. I don't know who they are. Are they all making fun of me?
I told them to watch it. You see any comments?
What's with the fuck? Kian, this isn't hentai. You want hentai? Here we go.
He didn't reply?
They could probably kick you out for that.
I know.
Yeah, they did on Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox they kicks me out for hentai.
He put a gamer picture from just some lady just naked.
Yeah,
And then took
and then
it off.
and then I took it off hella quick, and Xbox just banned me from changing my stuff. It was like that when I changed it. Let's go with Xbox. Let's go with Xbox. We'll look at Scrub Lord here. Here we go. Yeah, Keenan's here. That's good. That's good. Alright, let's look at friends here. Here we go. So Mr. Keenan went on here, Mr. Scrublord. What the hell's wrong with you? You choose a black guy with a dinosaur head, Mr. Post, for a pitcher here. At the same time, he also loves to play games. Nothing but games. All games. All the games in the world. Spends his money mostly on games. Let's see what he's doing in Santa Rosa today, since he didn't invite us. Alright, but yeah, putting together, we can watch this. I guess we're going to subject of new games. You ever played Siege? Hi, bitch. Expensive, bro. I'm gonna have to. have to block you now. And remove. Tell him to make another account and kill me.
You can unban him.
I'm not going to. He can.
Ban them.
He can make another one. Tell him to make another one and come back, so I can ban that one. So I can ban that one. Ad Victorium Soldier. But yeah, when I see this is me when I play shooters. I think I got one shot at her.
Ready to breach.
Oh, disrespect. Just shot him right in the crotch with a grenade launcher. Alright. The only reason why I came on here is we can look up superheroes. So we can fan this out really quick. Let's activity feed here. Here we go. Dynamic duo of just superheroes. Aquaman versus yeah. Alright. Got these here. Watch this. He's like, yeah, I got him right in the chest. This is the best part of that. Game over. But yeah, you ever played Injustice 2?
My computer wouldn't be able to handle it.
No. It's a lot For Honor on here. I don't know what is For Honor. Oh, those ones I uploaded. That's probably why. Okay, but yeah, get out of that. I think our stream's dying slowly. We had 5 people, now we're at 2, and one of us.
And then you banned one.
I banned
so
one.
That doesn't help.
I did. Let's see. I'm blind.
Should have put him in timeout instead. Make him feel like a little kid.
I should have put it on timeout. Alright, well, superheroes there. I'm getting burnt out. We've been at this for like almost an hour and a half.
I'll just go with what I was gonna say with superheroes and zombies.
Do drugs.
I am actually writing a story where my superheroes have to save people from a zombie apocalypse. So zombies and superheroes together is a pretty cool thing. I also have 7 different kinds of zombies. There's the basic one that are slow. Then you have the one that are fast and can run. Then you have the third kind, which are very more like acrobatic kind of zombies, and they can actually swim and crawl on walls, which is kind of creepy. And then the fourth kind is more like very similar to like vampires, and the fifth kind is very similar to lichens. And the sixth kind is, I believe it's kind of just like this huge, like tanky almost sort of thing. And then the seventh kind is a mix of all of them together, and is pretty much unbeatable by anything. Basically, in the story, these scientists and run by the government, like military and stuff, they're trying to, for the longest time, they've been trying to gain the powers of superheroes, making themselves, but they could not. And every time they tried, they've always failed, and this time they created zombies instead, and that's what wiped out the zombie, or the world with zombie apocalypse. And that's where the story you and I were going to start writing with Dirk and a few of my other characters were going to come about. That's all I was going to say, is just, to me, I just think that sounds cool as superheroes fighting zombies. Or even just some of the superheroes becoming zombies. So I don't know. That's all.
Well, that's a pimp right there.
That's the end of that podcast, I guess if you can call it that.
And it's more just discussion than a podcast.
That's pretty much what a podcast really is, I would think.
But we need to figure out more things to talk about. So we just talked about superheroes and zombies. Maybe we should talk about next time we're on is let's do
We have like
Donald Trump.
We almost have a full week to think about. So like
We can talk about Donald
we
Trump
can even
people.
talk about more zombie stuff later, even. Because we didn't cover much.
So let's talk about, well, next time we'll talk about more about zombies, but at the same time we'll talk about how to survive and where to go and how to make a survival plan, how to make it so you will know that your family's safe as for yourself. We'll figure out how to make weapons. We'll show you how to make weapons, how to do stuff like that. I'll bring some tools out. I'll even show you how to
load a rifle. I mean, your standard bolt action rifle here. It's made by Germans. It's an amazing rifle, dead accurate. And let me tell you, this thing could punch through about 3 zombies if you wanted to. Great gun. Weighs about 20 pounds, though, you know. Pure iron, steel, and wood.
But to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, next time we will talk about some more and so on. This is Dirksfield Army, and this is Jack Dion. Signing off, peeps.